Hi, I'm Laura Bartow from Studio One Stampers, and I want to welcome you to my fifth in a series of Celebration 2022. There are so many amazing products that are available for free with a purchase that I couldn't wait to show you this one. Now, this particular product is a two-part product. There's a stamp set called Friendly Hello and matching designer series paper called Friendly Hello as well. The paper is 12 by 12. There are 12 sheets. They're double-sided. And what's really unique about this paper is it's been designed so that you can stamp or color on it to add more colors to your projects. Now, there's a few things that I use to make these adorable samples. I have a couple of colors of ink. I've got actually 5 colors of ink here, and the in-color markers. So I can't wait to show you a really fun technique to make these absolutely adorable cards. Well, here's a close-up of these two beautiful, soft pastel cards that are part of this fabulous Friendly Hello stamp set and paper. So let's take a look at the stamp set and the paper. Look at how many different choices are in this beautiful collection of really different type of paper. And what I love is that there's actually spaces on here to add stamping and do some coloring. And so this paper is so much more versatile than just used the way it is. It's here in the catalog, and both the stamp set and paper come together free with a $100 purchase. So what a great value to get. So let's take a look at some of the fun ways to use this stamp set and paper. I'm going to scoot this out of the way so we can have a nice work surface to create these beautiful cards. Okay, let's start by doing this offset gatefold card that says Hello Friend. And you can see we've got some of this paper in the background and some flowers. So let's see what we've got here. So here is a piece of the paper, and what I'd like to do first is kind of look at my layout and see where my greeting is going and talk about doing a little bit of coloring actually right onto the designer series paper. I'm going to be using the in colors. These are the in colors from 2001 to 2003, and that's of course where the fresh freesia comes from. It's the matching marker to go with this collection of paper. So I'm going to kind of start here, and I'm going to be using the pale papaya to color in this flower, just to add some color to that. So this is making the designer series paper actually custom, kind of blending it into the color that I want to go with my project. And so I love the way just some pieces of little bit of coloring adds to this design. So I can add, and I can do as much or as little as I like. I think that's good for now. I think I'm gonna just leave the rest of it the way it is. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and stamp our Hello Friend. I'm going to bring in my paper pierce mat so that I have a nice surface for these photopolymer stamps. And I'm going to be stamping with fresh freesia. And just pop that word right in the center of the piece. There we go. And this has been, this is a Tasteful Label die cut out that I've used for this. Well, let's go ahead and get the rest of our stamping done. What I want to do is I want to take and I want to stamp a couple of flowers. And so I've got some scrap paper here, and I'm going to be using pumpkin pie as my outline. So I'm going to stamp 2 sets of flowers in pumpkin pie, and then use the pale papaya marker to just color in these flowers. So I'm just going to kind of quickly add my colors, and you can see that when I'm doing my coloring, I'm trying to go in the direction of these lines, or the direction that the flower actually grows. So the next thing to do is to add the dark shadow that would be around the center, and that's in little lines that are going out. You can see I've sort of have a little halo there, and that really gives the idea that this is a three-dimensional piece. The coloring really aids in that. And then we'll come in with our polished pink and just add some dots in the center, just to add some color, and they don't have to be solid. I really like the idea of the little dots in there. And then those are going to be cut out. Now I have a couple of them here already cut out and ready to go, so we don't have to wait to watch me cut those out. And then I want to go ahead and punch a couple of these leaves, and they're coming from the new bow punch, and the bow punch has two different pieces in it. It's got a larger leaf and a smaller one, and so I need, let's see, I need for sure one of each of those, and then I need one more just of the larger one, so I'll just do that over on this side. This is one of my absolute favorite new punches. It's so easy to get these great leaf shapes. And so look how quickly I'm able to get together these beautiful leaves. So now it's a matter of just putting the card together and layering it with our pieces. So what I've got here is I've got a gatefold card, or an offset gatefold card. So the way I like to do that is I like to give a sort of a soft fold at each of my score lines, and go ahead and grab the bone folder once I match these up, and then for sure get that fold exactly where I want that to be. And I think we should go ahead and put the designer series paper on the front here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on the top and this piece on the bottom, and you can see how wonderful these patterns are. This is the back side of the paper, and it's monochromatic and black and petal pink, and just a wonderful, wonderful collection of soft pastel colors. They're so fantastic for the spring season, which I'm hoping is coming at some point. It's pretty cold out these days, and so spring is a great hope coming up later. Let's go ahead and put a couple of dimensionals onto this piece. I have to see where I left those. I'm going to have to grab some from somewhere. Hang on one second. We'll grab some dimensionals, and there we go. And we'll get those on here. And I'm just going to kind of put a few on because I want to be able to sort of snuggle things around them. So I've got this here, and I'm going to sort of lightly lay this in place, not really push it down, just sort of lightly kind of stick it there, because I want one set of flowers to kind of go under this edge, and that dimensional will sort of hold that in place. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this set of flowers under this corner, like that. And I love that it's kind of coming off the edge here a little bit. So it's really saying, you know, I'm three-dimensional, I'm going to fit there. And then this one, I'm going to also add some dimensionals to this one as well. And I'm going to sort of snuggle this one around the top edge of the piece here. So I'm just going to kind of tuck it here so that it sort of comes right down over the edge there, like that. So I've got that sort of over-under look there. And here we'll put a little bit of this this leaf. We'll tuck that one in right in here. That's great. And then we'll tuck this one in under here. Just tuck that right in that spot. And then this little tiny one, this one's so cute. This one's going to go in right on our greeting, right in here. So there we go. And the only thing to do then will be to add our white on our inside with whatever message we want to put on there. So isn't that just such a sweet way to use the stamp set? Well, let's go ahead and look at our next card. And here I'll bring that back in so we can kind of take a look at that. Again, we're using these same markers and in colors. And I'm going to bring in my pieces over here. There we go. So we've got this cute bird sitting in this little flower section. You kind of see we've got some flowers behind the bird and some flowers that are elevated in front of the bird. And let me show you how I accomplished that really beautiful technique all with one stamp, which I think is so exciting. So let's start by getting some of our stamping done. And there's a couple things that I need to do. The first thing I need to do is I need to stamp this general image in green on this particular piece, and I need to put my greeting at the bottom. I find that's a really good idea to put the greeting on first so that I know how much space I have to fit my image in as well. So let's go ahead and get this wonderful happy birthday greeting in, and that's going to be centered just along the bottom edge here, and this is in Gorgeous Grape. So we've got that centered. Then let's pull in our Granny Apple, and that's going to be the first time that we stamp this bird image onto our piece. So we'll go ahead and stamp that. Get a good, oh, that looks great. And I really want it to be kind of off to the right because I need to add these extra flowers in. So we'll go about, oh, I think about right there looks really good. I want to make sure my bird doesn't look like it's falling over. That's always really important too. And I love the foliage when it's nice and green. So we've got that going on. Now what I want to do is I'm going to actually end up stamping these flowers and the bird on another piece of paper and layering them back on top of here. So it's going to be okay if I stamp over top of those things, but just not the leaves and stuff. So I want to come in with my Gorgeous Grape again, and I want to stamp these flowers, and I want them to be kind of behind the bird. And of course you can tell that my bird is going to kind of go over top of the bird here, and that is just fine. So I'm going to stamp them just like that, and so you can kind of see that they're overlapping that, and that's okay. Then I want to come in with a beautiful foliage piece in Granny Apple, and I want my foliage to be coming kind of down here, and I want my foliage to be coming up. It'll be behind this bird and a little bit over this leaf area, so right like that. So it looks like a total mess right now, and like how in the world am I going to make this into something beautiful? But let's go ahead and stamp a couple of other pieces, and then I'll talk about how we're going to make that happen. So we're going to take that same image again with our bird on it. I've cleaned it now, or I am in the process of cleaning it, and I'm going to stamp it in black. And that is going to be the part of this image that I'm going to cut out. So I've got my bird. Let me get a good image on that. And I'm just going to put it on this little scrap because I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to wash this again, come back to my Granny Apple, or not Granny Apple, my Gorgeous Grape. That's the other G word. And I'm going to stamp a couple of the flowers and color them in. So you can see how I've kind of divided up the stamp, and I've done that into two different outlines, and that's going to be what's going to make this look so wonderful. I'm going to go ahead now and color in, I think I'll color in the flowers first, and that's going to be in our fresh freesia because that's going to go really, really well with this Granny Apple, or with the Gorgeous Grape, I keep getting my G's mixed up. And add a little bit of the polished pink for the center of the flower. And we're doing the same thing on our card base too. We're going to add a little bit of this, those polished pink dots, and we're going to color in this flower also with the fresh freesia. And we're going to do the same technique that we did before, following the direction of the petals and making those lines. And it shows us in this artwork on how to do that, and then do that second step where we go back and add the dark shadows right around the center of the flower to add that one more layer of color. So we've got that done. Now let's go color our bird. We're going to color our bird with the two colors of polished pink and pale papaya. So we're going to start off by just coloring the bird mostly in the pale papaya, and trying to go in the direction of the feathers and the way things grow. We're going to add a little bit of the polished pink down here at the bottom, and it's still a little wet, so if I can get this on here, I can blend it a little bit. Yes, that's just what I wanted. So I've got that blended look coming for that nice, beautiful breast on the bird. I'm going to add some more of the polished pink underneath some of the wings, and then blend it again back with the pale papaya to sort of blend that in. You can see it sort of changes the color of it. And then we'll go ahead and add this soft succulent color onto the branch here, and that gives us pretty much our bird pieces that we need. So now it's really simple, and we just need to cut those out and layer them back onto our project. So fortunately, I already have pieces that are cut out, so you don't have to watch me do that. I've got my bird here, and we'll go ahead and put that on, and you can kind of see the outline of the bird where it goes. So that's the nice thing about that. You can really see where that all is ready to fit on. And this is going to go right on top of what was stamped there before. And you can see now it's starting to come alive and look good. And then I've also got my two little flowers here, and they are all colored and ready to go. I just have to figure out which one is which and where it goes. So that's going to be on there with a dimensional, and this one as well. So we've got that to go there. Yes, just like that. And so there's our beautiful piece. That's my cat Nemo. She wants to be part of our video, and she just loves to be part of what's going on. So I'm going to quickly just glue this together, and actually you can see I don't even have to glue this. If I just put these pieces together, glue that and add this strip on. And then, of course, just take a glue dot and add the bow. I've got my beautiful card all ready to go. I hope you love this technique of really embellishing a simple stamp and making it look absolutely gorgeous.